Welcome, everybody, to Railbirds TV in the 2026 Derby City One Pocket Division round number 6. This is right after the break, so don't panic. And that is Nickolas Carson, who has 0 losses into round 6. You might not know the guy he's playing, but I do. His name is Joshua Filler, a.k.a. The Killer, and he has a loss. He lost to the young phenom Eric Roberts 3-1 in round 4. That went viral. But it looks to me like Mr. Carson doesn't need a shot clock, so that'll be good. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you don't know it, I am your host, Scott Frost. Looking to come off of the stripe there potentially and get in behind the 6 and 9. Looks a wee bit touchy. Is he considering the 4 and just wrapping around 3 rails here? Or is he going to just tease him with the long ball on the 8? And wrapping. You better avoid the 8 here. He has. First person to make any 8 balls in their designated pocket. Josh's is in the lower right. Nick's is in the lower left. Will win the game. 3 foul rule is in effect. No jump cues allowed. And after the 3-hour mark, whoever is in the lead will simply win the match. Don't know a lot about Nick. I hope he doesn't take offense to that. Maybe it's by design. Maybe he doesn't want anybody to know about him. But it's too late now. But to be into round number 6, you have to be able to play a little bit without any losses. Filler, is he looking to really kind of attack here? Or is he just trying to trim off the bottom of this ball? I think he's attacking into the stack here. And got a lot of movement. The key to that shot is that white ball there on the left long rail. You really don't have to worry about anything else. If you can do that, you'll be just fine. And the hole starts to get a little deeper for Nickolas. I think he just wants to go forward on the stripe, but you could achieve the same thing with the 5. You just want to keep him snookered, keep Josh off of seeing the 8. It's not the worst. It's not the greatest either, but it's not the worst. Josh, very aware of the power of getting the 5 to his side. If he can utilize the 8 and 9 as cover. And he underhit that a little bit. I could have had about another 6 inches out of both balls. That didn't sound quite right, but we'll go with it. Uh-oh. This is what I love about the diamond table. Deep shelves. Substantially large pockets. They're the Pro Cut, 4.5 inch, but the deep shelves will hold the ball up. So far, I like what I see with him, though. He's quick with his decisions. And everything's really been pretty accurate so far as his decision making. I don't know of too much that's been anything different than I would have done or any real good player. Not that I'm a real good player, but You know what I mean. Still are going to keep applying this pressure. So is he really looking at the 9-8 combination? I don't think it's time. These balls aren't hurting you too bad. There's only really 3 that you have to work against, and I would actually look at crossing the 5 towards the stack, kind of like towards the 14 and 3. What I think might happen is you catch a piece or our right edge of the 7, and in turn you catch the left edge of the stripe, and you could potentially send everything to your side. And I actually believe that that's on. If you use a little speed with a high ball and you just cross the 5 towards the top of that little pile there. Well, if he could do that, then there's just no question on anything. But the way he looked at the 9 and 8 tells me a lot about his style. He's clearly an aggressive player, which I'm not against. But there's a time to be aggressive and a time not to be, and that wasn't it. Done a very good job so far defending filler. Going 3 rails here. He noticed something though. And notice how he put him back up there? He noticed that old St. Nick over there wants to play the 9-8 combination. He might be trying to trick him into that. But Nick is not going for it. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have done a little better if he could have just kept him off the 5 any way, shape, or form. Not that he's going to shoot it. He is going to shoot it. He's going to continue to test Nick with this combination. I believe Nick will go at the combination now. If I'm reading his prior body language, then I believe he'll go at it. And this is where I really put myself in the pressure cooker, because there's about 14 other balls that says he won't. You could shoot the 6 softly. Okay, I've misread him, and my value is dropping immediately. Rail first on the 5 would be it for me here, I think. Safest way, maybe a high outside ball. Catch the 5 pretty heavy using the first rail. Yeah, I don't like anything about that. If you gave up the 8, this entire game changes now. Well, he more than gave up the 8. Filler could see the whole ball. Just hit it poorly. But now things are changing. Yeah, and this is okay, he's coming off the bottom. No, he's not. I'm just a little bit shocked at the decision there. Not picking on him, but I feel like if you're going to go earlier, you could have cut the 6 softly and just drifted into the pile, or you could have played the 9-8 combination there to take that chance with the 7 and 8 the way they are. Just too dangerous, too risky, too low percentage. Josh did not hit that clean. So maybe Eric Roberts put a little fear into him. I don't know how long that's going to last, the fear. He's wanting to splatter here. And very accurate. He got held up in the pile. You can always just roll the 3 forward, maybe jiggle it with the 11 and just stick him on the 12 or the 10. He wants to bank this 6 ball. Surprising. Thought he'd bank this solid in front of him, which looks like the 2 to me. You can see the 11. Oh boy. That's going to sting, especially if he can stun forward. If he can't, he might be able to draw out. What a great shot. To get that kind of power in that short range, to draw it all the way back over to the left side of the table. And the wherewithal to just stay low versus trying to go high. Playing for 3. Wiggled that one home. Playing for 2. Can you avoid the 5 coming out? I think you can. Going back and forth. Oh, he's going towards the pile. So he didn't feel good putting an outside ball on it. Felt like he might have caught a piece of the 5 if he did that. Just going to keep the heat on him, banking at this ball. This ball does pass. Oh, he's way overturned it, but the pressure's still going to be there. Not a good place to be in. So I think early he was looking at a couple of the right shots, Nick. And just kind of became a deer in headlights. The 9 that he ended up trying to bank past the pile is what's gotten him this game into the big trouble. Here I would consider just knocking the 2 to my side, maybe just below the left side. There's not much you can do. I mean, you could take a look at the cross bank on the stripe, but what are you going to really get out of it? You're not going to win the game, that's for sure. And that's going to do it for game number 1, filler, with 1 loss. And now with 1 game to get into round number 7. What year was it? Was it 23, where filler just completely owned the Derby? I guess it was 24, excuse me. Completely owned the Derby. I think he won all the events except for 1. And then just not long ago, well, last year, filler wins the Buffalo's One Pocket Classic. What a payday that was for him. Everybody knows him to be a rotation player, but The one pocket aficionados now know that he is a threat to potentially be in the conversation for top player in the world playing one pocket. Johan has never beat him. Pagulayan and Filler have never played. Gorst and Filler have never played. So he's got to be in the conversation. Yeah, this is like a really bad dream for the breaker here if he's got the gap. Yeah, and the dream actually just turned into a nightmare. Where can you go here? Can you slam like towards the 11 off the bottom rail? Playing the 5? You'd like to catch a piece of the 11, preferably our right side of it. Hard to tell how big of an angle he really has here. He'd really love to be able to thunder up into the 7 ball. But I don't believe he's got that type of line. Not with enough explosion anyway. We're going to find out. Yeah, the cue ball arced forward on him, so maybe not enough low ball. Not enough snap either. Not thrilled with what I've seen from Josh so far. Actually, believe it or not, I think he's done really well there, unless there's a bank on the 8. Yeah, I believe he's got him cut off from the top and the bottom half. Could just stick him on the pile there. But you really don't want to shoot the 8 into the 11. Unless you can get very accurate. Yeah, but you can't bank the 8 straight on. It's going to go into the bottom half of the 11. What about the 3? Can you bank the 3 and just send the cue ball up top to the top right side and triple him up? Yeah, this is the problem with going into the 8 like that, straight into the 11. Open season now. Duck, duck, goose for Filler. Six plays, 2 plays. So while he's going to clear the 1 now, he might gamble a little bit and go in towards the 4 or the 10. Jiggle something up there. Yeah, I don't blame him. You don't have to really do much of anything here if you can get to that middle diamond on the lower right long rail. Life will be good. And life is good. He's a little short. Probably shoot the 2. And cue ball really took off on him. Playing for 1. It will be the 11 ball, 2 rails to the lower left. That looks pretty fair. Yeah, in the drink. Filler quickly and painlessly, up 2 games to 0. Do me a favor, guys. Support Railbirds TV, bringing you all the action. Like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Gonna have a lot of great matches coming out. I think you'll probably enjoy some of the content. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate it. Let's see where he breaks from here. Yeah, I like where he's at. He's a little bit more out instead of just right next to the rail. Yeah, he put a lot less pressure on that second ball. Notice how the score's shifted to the right side. That means that's Filler's pocket on the lower right. And this is a really, really nasty break shot. It's going to be the purple 4 and go forward. You better get behind the 9. Not going to work. I would not be shocked if Filler runs 8 and out here the way these balls are laying. That was all due to the great break shot. Interesting. I thought he would actually shoot it with more confidence, like he was just drawing straight back towards the 14 almost. Instead, he stunned upwards. And that's how he's found himself in this little predicament. Yeah, is there anything more creative you can do here? I don't see it. I saw this shot, but where are you going with the cue ball? You're just going to glue him up to the 3 and 5? Oh, I didn't see it that way. Really good. Really, really good. I just didn't think you could get the cue ball over to the left there. Once again, you got to protect the 6. Well, he has protected the 6. Now Josh has to protect against the 11, 1, and 6. I don't know if he has to. He could test his man. Just shoot straight through the 13 and put him up in a corner. Can he bank the 9? Yeah, interesting. Giving him quite a bit of respect, but this is short of the mark, and any pretty good player is going to sniffle this in to the lower left and get a bunch, or at least a few. Oftentimes, these guys will just play this ball with power and not really worry about where the cue balls are going, because you want to open some stuff up and you want to really focus on burying the ball. So you just put your focus into making the ball. Cue ball's not going to scratch, biting any terrible fortune. Oh boy. Nickolas, I did not expect it. You've shown me some good stuff so far, even though you're trailing 2-0. So I don't know what went wrong there. Is he going to go pound out here? Little rub. Never hurt anybody. Closed bridge kill stroke. Very few players use the closed bridge with a steep inside ball like that. Maybe a bit lackadaisical. Just didn't expect that miss. He's not been clean. Yeah, this is all you can do, and you are elevated over a couple of balls here. Just try and roll the 6 in. Very good. Fielder playing for 2. Excuse me, playing for 3. I'm wondering if he could kick at the top side of the 3. Is he looking at banking the 3 off the bottom of the 1 and going forward? You'd have to cover up the 11 somehow. Didn't look spectacular, but he did really arrange the furniture, and I don't think it's the worst by any means. So I can't go back to game number 1. Maybe the 9-8 combination was the play for Nickolas. This could be a fun shot here. Watch the cue ball. I think he's going to use a high ball here and go in towards the stack, crossing the 11. Yeah, very, very fun. Extremely high IQ, Josh Filler, for not playing the game year-round. Yeah, I don't like any of this. If you're going to take the foul, you got to take it over here on the low end. Maybe he didn't foul, but Filler might be able to cut this in.
Gentlemen, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. Sir, you'll have a turn at the table. You'll have a turn at the table. Then we'll put the grading rule in effect. 4 balls in the kitchen is good. A 5th ball would constitute the one closest to the rail being spotted. I'm sorry? Correct. And this goes on for an hour.
All right. A little firm. About to give him some credit there. Really want to focus on where you're banking this ball into. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, he spotted. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 9 on the table. The ball count is 7, which is 16. That is correct. I don't think you can cut at this. But one thing you could take a look at is kicking to the bottom rail with a left cue ball, sending the 3 towards your side of the table. The cue ball goes up towards the 7. This is really dangerous. You got to feel very confident about it. Look at how thin that ball was. Now what? Big trouble. Just because the 3 is so far out. Is he kicking this way at the 3? Such a touchy shot. It's not going to have the pace. It's going to sting a bit. Nice cut on the 5, but there really was no future. If Nick ends up watching this, though, what he could have looked at, and maybe he should practice, is kicking the 3 to his side of the table. The cue ball goes up towards the 7, maybe into the back of it. I think you've got a lot of potential, Nick. Just wasn't your time. It's maybe not over yet, but Phil are going to chip at the old 7 ball. And he is a tough cookie to beat. That one skid a little bit on him. Okay. A reprieve. You can chop at this 11 ball. You're that close to it. It's easily cuttable. You have to look at it. It will open the other balls up, and you might get lucky and get a real good shot. Yeah, bank the 8 on in. Nice shot, bud. Real nice. Yeah, I thought it landed a little awkward. Yeah, if he was really thinking ahead, he would have tried to make that cross side. I've done that many times in my career where I'm trying to jail him up. And it's pretty wild how that one extra ball, if you leave the cue ball in that spot zone, can devastate your opponent. Is he looking to bank? Yeah, maybe just lacking some experience in the game there. It's going to hurt. It's probably going to be the end here. Is he two-railing this? Felt like he could cut this. Maybe Josh is. Getting a feel for the table. Yeah, he's just going to tuck up past the 11 and two-rail this ball. Why not when it's automatic for the killer? Joshua Filler will advance into round number 7. Delivers Nickolas Carson his first loss. And Nickolas, keep it up, man. Start playing the game a little bit more. Watch this back. Look at what you can do and what you can't do and what you should do going forward. As for myself and Railbirds TV, thank you all very much. Until next time, we'll see you soon.